All right, let's dive right in today. We're all about Bonang Matheba.
Oh, a South African
You
icon.
got that right.
Ah.
And, you sent over a ton of stuff on her,
Yeah.
like her Wikipedia page and a
Yeah.
Forbes Africa
Yeah.
article
Yeah.
and some stuff from her website about her philanthropy. So we're going to unpack it all. You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's start with her journey from those early days all the way to becoming, a global brand.
I think it's so interesting how she became so successful early on and then
Oh,
just,
kept going.
yeah.
Multifaceted.
Yeah, she did not stay in one lane at all.
Oh,
But let's rewind all the way back to the beginning.
okay.
So she started on TV when she was 15 years old. 15. Hosting a kids show. And this was back in 2002. That's crazy.
Wow. 2002.
I mean, that's a kind of drive that,
That's a natural talent, I would say. I
yeah.
mean, to be that young and
Yeah.
be in the
so-
spotlight.
So comfortable.
Yeah, so comfortable.
And then in 2007,
She won a presenting competition for Live E, which is now Live Amp, which is a music show.
right.
It seems like that was a real turning point
Totally.
because she got noticed for like her, vibrant presenting style, that signature voice.
Totally.
But as you said, she didn't just stick to TV. She did radio, acting, modeling. What doesn't this woman do?
Right. But even beyond that, it's like the gigs
Yeah.
that she was getting. I mean,
Yeah.
hosting the MTV Africa Music Awards, Miss South Africa,
Wow.
the pre-shows for the MTV Europe Music Awards and the BT Awards.
Okay, now that's impressive.
Right.
I mean, those are
Huge.
massive, especially for someone, still relatively early in their career. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely shows a growing international presence.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you have her co-hosting the Global Citizen Mandela 100 concert alongside Trevor Noah.
Oh, come on.
I mean, now that's a global.
As a global stage.
Yes.
And it showcases her ability to connect with just so many different types of people on such important issues.
Totally.
So we've got Bonang, the media star, but then there's this other side to her, which is, Bonang, the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
She's got her own production company, Bonang Matheba Entertainment.
Right.
She's got her reality show, Being Bonang.
I mean, talk about controlling your own narrative, right?
It's brilliant.
It really is. It speaks to a desire to, I mean, obviously not just be the face, but to actually own her own.
Her own content.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
own content and build a brand that goes beyond just presenting.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't stop there.
No.
Clothing line collaborations.
Yes.
Especially Distraction by Bonang. The lingerie line with Woolworths, which is still going strong,
It is.
which shows that it's not just a little celebrity.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Maybe like-
There's real staying power there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the T-shirt line, Bonang by Bonang Matheba.
Yes. It's very meta.
It is very meta, but successful.
But successful. And they've got all her little catchphrases on there, like Morogel.
Right.
What does that even mean? So mogul is a slang term. In South African slang, it's like a term of endearment. It's like girl, sis, for your really close female friends.
Oh, okay. So she's weaving those cultural nuances into her brand.
Yeah.
Make it very relatable and
Totally.
authentic.
Yeah.
Love that. But the venture that really got me was her MCC, the House of BNG, with Woolworths.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Now, this made her the first black woman included in the Method Cap Classique Association. Okay, hold on. What is that?
So that's basically South Africa's equivalent of the Champagne governing body in France.
Okay.
So very, very prestigious.
Fancy.
Yes, very exclusive.
Oh, wow.
And traditionally dominated by.
Okay, so for her to break into that space
Yeah.
as a black woman, that is a powerful statement.
It's huge.
It really is.
It says a lot about changing the landscape of that whole industry.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And it makes you look at that bubbly a little differently, knowing the context.
Yeah, totally.
But speaking of breaking barriers, the Forbes Africa article really gets into the power of brand Bonang.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that she's become a force
Yeah.
to be reckoned with. I mean,
Ooh, Revlon.
Revlon, Ciroc, Ipanema.
She took over from Giselle Bündchen for Ipanema.
What? And then Celle-C, Peugeot, BIC razors. It goes on and on. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
How did she build a brand strong enough to attract those kinds of global giants?
So in the article, she says, I usually do very well when I'm doing something I absolutely love or I've aligned with things that love me back. And I think that's really key to her success.
So it's about authenticity, not just attaching her name to anything that comes along.
Exactly.
But what do you think makes her so appealing to those brands from a marketing perspective?
Well, aside from her massive following, her charisma,
Oh, yeah.
there's this sense of aspiration around her brand. Like she embodies success, style.
Confidence.
Yeah.
It's like she's become the symbol of what's possible, especially, for young, ambitious women in Africa.
For sure. But it's not just image. It's her talent. She's really talented.
Oh, yeah. And hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Bonang, the media personality. We've got Bonang, the entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another layer here that I find so interesting, which is her philanthropy.
Right.
Her work with the Bonang Matheba Bursary Fund is inspiring, providing educational opportunities for 300 young women by 2025.
That's amazing.
That's a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about writing a check. On her website,
Yeah.
she talks about how education is really personal to her.
Yeah.
She says, I believe that when you educate a girl child, you actually educate a community and you educate a family.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows this deep understanding of that ripple effect that education has.
Totally.
And that it's not just about, empowering an individual.
Right.
It's about the whole community.
Right.
And she started this fund
Mm-hmm.
after the #FeesMustFall student protests, which tells me that she's not just, aware of social issues.
Right.
She's actively engaged in trying to be part of the solution.
For sure.
It's important to understand what that movement was about.
Yeah, it was a huge student-led movement in South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
all about the rising costs of university, demanding affordable, accessible education for everyone.
So it was really about social justice,
Mm-hmm.
about equal access to opportunities.
Yeah.
And that clearly resonated with Bonang.
Yeah, it did.
And she channeled that energy into creating the bursary fund.
Yeah. It's going beyond just writing a check.
Yeah. It's about aligning actions with values.
Exactly.
But her philanthropy doesn't stop there.
Right.
The One campaign, the #GirlsCount campaign,
All about advocating for gender equality.
and poverty eradication.
It's amazing. It's using her platform to really amplify
Yeah.
those issues on a global scale.
And that's what I find so admirable. It's not just about personal success.
Yeah.
It's about using that success to make a positive impact on the world.
Yeah, it adds this whole other layer to her brand, a social responsibility that resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah. And she even spoke at the 2016 World Economic Forum
Wow.
about global poverty and education. I mean, that's not just some celebrity appearance
No, that's a serious platform.
for someone considered a thought leader in their field.
Definitely positions her as more than just an entertainer.
Yeah.
She's using her voice to engage in these important conversations on a global stage.
So we've gone from those early days on TV
Right.
to this multifaceted career,
Yeah.
a global brand, a voice for change,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like she's just getting started.
Yeah. She doesn't slow down.
But before we jump into what she's been up to more recently, I want to know what stood out to you the most about her story so far.
Yeah, for me, it's really how she's turned her passions into action.
Okay.
Fashion, entertainment, empowering others, and it's not just talk.
She's actually making things happen.
Exactly.
And I think that's a great place to pause for a moment. We're going to be back in a bit to explore what she's been up to more recently, so stick with us. And we're back. Before the break, we were talking about how she's used her platform to make a difference.
And all her entrepreneurial ventures. I mean, it's amazing how she's built this whole empire, especially in fashion and beverages.
And it's not just like slapping her name on something.
No.
She's really smart about it, choosing stuff that actually reflects her brand.
Right. Like Distraction by Bonang, her lingerie line with Woolworths.
Yeah.
It caters to a specific market,
Yeah.
aligns with her style and aesthetic.
And it's still going.
Right.
It wasn't just a one-off
No,
thing.
right,
It's
right.
still going strong.
It's still going.
Which shows she knows her audience
Yeah.
and she knows how to create something that they actually want.
I think that's key to her success.
Yeah.
She's not just following trends.
Yeah.
She's building something that lasts.
It resonates, yeah.
Yeah.
And her MCC, the House of B&G, talk about a power move.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, not only does it fit with her image,
Totally.
but it also allowed her to make history in a really exclusive industry.
Right. We touched on it earlier, but it's worth repeating. Becoming the first Black woman included in the Method Cap Classique Association.
Yeah.
Huge.
That is massive.
It is.
It's like she's saying, watch me, I can be glamorous,
Oh, yes.
and I can break down barriers at the same time.
With style and grace.
I love it.
Yeah. And speaking of style, her clothing line, Bonang, by Bonang Matheba.
Right.
It's so smart how she like incorporated her personality
Oh, no.
into these products.
Like the mogul. That's more than just a slogan, right?
Yeah.
It's a way to connect with her fans
Yeah.
and create this community around her brand.
It's smart marketing, but it's genuine.
Yeah, yeah. It's not forced.
No.
Okay, but it's not all about business.
No, of course not.
Like, her philanthropy shows a totally different side.
For sure. The Bonang Matheba burst refund. Talk about a testament to her belief in education.
Especially for young women.
Yes.
It's not just about giving money.
No.
It's about changing lives,
Wow.
creating opportunities for people who might not have them otherwise.
Yeah. Her website, she says, as girls tend to become the head of the household, these young ladies pay their education forward. And an education is something that nobody can take away from you.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And, the fact that she started the bursary fund after the hashtag Fees Must Fall movement.
Oh, yeah. That speaks volumes.
It does, because for those who don't know, hashtag Fees Must Fall was this monumental student-led protest movement in South Africa.
Yeah.
And they were fighting against these rising costs of higher education.
Right.
Making sure that education is affordable and accessible
For everyone.
for everyone, no matter your background.
Exactly.
So it was all about social justice.
Yes.
And creating a more equal society.
Yeah.
And for Bonang to be moved by that to the point where she created the birth refund
Yeah.
shows a real commitment to making a difference.
Totally. It's beyond writing a check.
For sure.
Aligning actions with values.
That's it.
It's so powerful.
But wait, there's more.
Right.
She's also involved with the One campaign.
Yes.
The hashtag Girls Count campaign.
All about advocating for gender equality and poverty eradication.
It's like she's using her voice to say, hey, pay attention to these important issues.
Exactly.
And she's not afraid of the tough conversations.
No.
Remember when she spoke at the 2016 World Economic Forum?
Addressing poverty and education on that kind of platform,
Yeah.
it just shows her influence and her credibility.
It really does.
She's not afraid to use her voice
No.
to advocate for change on a global scale.
So we've got this multi-talented, globally recognized person who's using her influence
Amazing.
to make a real difference.
It's incredible, right?
It really is. It's like, what can't she do?
Right.
And she's still going strong.
She's not slowing down.
No, not at all. But before we dive into her more recent stuff,
Yeah.
I want to pose a question to you, the listener.
Okay.
What resonates most with you about her story?
Is it her entrepreneurial spirit?
Is it her dedication to philanthropy?
Or maybe her ability to just constantly reinvent herself?
But while staying true to her brand,
Yeah.
Think about that for a moment. We'll be back in a sec to explore what she's been up to lately. All right, we're back, and, we were just talking about how amazing she is. But
Yeah.
she's not one to just, sit back and relax,
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah. Even in recent years, she's taken on some pretty amazing projects.
Mm-hmm.
Like hosting Miss South Africa.
Multiple years.
Yeah, for multiple years running.
Yeah.
And, you would think, okay, she's made it. She's reached the top.
Right.
But not Bonang.
Yeah.
She seems to thrive on, pushing those boundaries.
Yeah, and exploring those new
Territories.
Yeah.
And she doesn't just, dip her toes in.
Yeah.
She dives right in.
Yeah, she does.
Take, for example, co-hosting the Earthshot Prize Awards with Billy Porter. A first for any African country.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's not just a hosting gig.
No.
That's a statement. It's like she's saying, hey, world, this is my stage.
Right.
And I'm here to make a difference.
Mm.
And let's not forget the new reality show, Bedazzled by Bonang.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see what kind of
insights.
Yeah, she's sharing with viewers.
It's another example of her entrepreneurial spirit, that constant drive to create and conduct with her audience on all these different levels.
And what's so fascinating is she's managed to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And adapt to this ever-changing media world.
Oh, for sure. And speaking of staying relevant, her recent announcement as the host of Miss Universe.
Come on.
Huge. It's a
It's a
global.
massive
Yeah.
global platform,
Yeah.
putting her in front of millions of people around the world.
Mm.
It really is a testament to her talent,
Yeah.
her hard work, and her just, international appeal.
Absolutely.
Kind of, I don't know, I'm in awe of her, how she can go from hosting these prestigious award shows
Yeah.
to running her own businesses.
Yeah.
To being an advocate for social justice.
It's amazing.
It really is. And I think that's a key takeaway here, right?
Yeah.
Her story is a testament to the power of passion,
Hmm.
perseverance,
Yeah.
and that genuine desire to make a positive impact on the world.
And it's inspiring.
It is.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the incredible world of Bonang Matheba,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this thought. What do you think is going to be her next big move?
Oh, good question.
Is she going to keep, dominating the business world?
Maybe even expand her philanthropic efforts.
Right. Or maybe she's going to surprise us all with something we never even saw coming.
Yeah, you never know.
No matter what she does.
She is.
She's a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, she is.
And her journey's far from over.
It's been amazing exploring her story with you.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.